Welcome, everyone, to the Passionate Pack Rat. Hope everyone is enjoying their day. It is well documented that opposites attract. And I'm a true believer of that because my wife and I, who have been married for over 30 years, fit that mode. I was raised in Ontario. She was raised in Alberta. We met in college. We didn't get together until after college. But when we met, I had been a vegetarian for 7 years. She was raised on a ranch. She wasn't a vegetarian, obviously. Not obviously, but more than likely. Anyways, I was going through her record albums, and she only has about 20 albums, but totally opposite to my tastes, which I have an extensive album collection, as anyone who has watched this channel probably knows that. And I was thinking, as I was going through her album collection, if we ever did get divorced, hypothetically, we'd probably end up with each other's albums, such as Ronnie Prophet, Harold the Horny Toad. Actually, this is, I didn't realize this, but this is signed by Ronnie Prophet, as you can see right on the front there. I have to ask her about that. Anyways, if we did get divorced, which we're not going to, this is a lifetime thing, not a temporary, she'd probably end up with Black Sabbath, Master of Reality, which is a great album. Just a great album. Nice hard rock. I'd probably end up with Earl Thomas Conley, whoever he is. And I mean, no disrespect, because she has 3 of his albums. So I should know who he is, but I don't. She'd probably also end up with Steve Miller, the Joker. This was the Joker itself, the song, was back when this came out in early 70s. This was quite the cult song that among those who indulged in something that was illegal. That is now legal in Canada. My wife was big time into drama. I was in the sports. I didn't do drama at all. So I'd probably end up with the Rocky Horror Picture Show album, which is a great album, by the way. Meatloaf is on this, and but yeah, I would never buy it. However, that's okay. She'd probably also end up with Jimi Hendrix, the greatest original sessions. This is quite an unknown album I've found by Jimmy. He recorded this in France, of all places. But yeah, very bluesy. It's not a bad album. I like it. It's Jimi Hendrix. How can you not like it? I'd probably end up with Pinocchio, the soundtrack. I love it. Just love it. Which, again, I would never buy that. More than likely, she'd end up with my Jeff Beck group. I have several of his albums. I actually have a couple copies of this. Great album, by the way. For those who are Jeff Beck fans, this is early Beck. I'm not sure when this, 72. Nice. Well, I'd probably end up with Bill Cosby, To Wrestle My Brother Whom I Slept With, which, if you have not heard this album, I know it's Bill Cosby, but this album is hilarious. Actually, our family we had this album at one time, and we listened to it regularly. That and Alice's Restaurant. This came out in the late 60s, I believe. I'm not sure, but not that it matters. But a good album, though. I wouldn't mind having that. You'd probably end up with Genesis. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. I don't know if she knows any of the songs off this, but a lot of great songs. My favorite song on this, there's several, but The Chamber of 32 Doors. Tremendous song. This was the last album that Gabriel played on with Genesis, and then he went solo, and they continued on. I'd probably end up with Buck Owens, the Kansas City song, and Buck Owens and his Buckaroos. Probably wouldn't buy that either. Well, I know I wouldn't buy that. She'd probably end up with Alice Cooper's Killer. Not a bad album if you for Alice Cooper's fans. Dead Babies. This is stuff that I used to listen to. I don't listen to much Cooper anymore. And last, but definitely not least, I had to show this. Let's Disco. I was going to do a video just on this album. I mean, you can learn how to disco, folks. I mean, look at this. 1, 2, that 4 beat on the floor. There you go. And even got the dance steps in there for you. That's tremendous. maybe I should learn this stuff because I'm not much of a dancer. Even though I took tap dancing lessons as a kid, believe it or not. But yeah, let's disco. And that's it. And like I said, if we ever got divorced, there's always, with all my roommates, there's been an exchange of albums that go missing. And then you gain some, you lose some. I'd probably end up with her albums and she'd end up with some of mine. But we're not getting divorced. Anyways, that's it. Like I said, opposites do attract. And we're proof positive. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye for now.